Hey guys, it's Fake Tech Tips here, and if you've been looking at the news recently, you've seen something very shocking. A Spectre has been haunting Intel for the past 12 years, and there's been this terrible bug. Long story short, everything's on fire, you're going to die, and a new update is coming both to Linux and Windows that's going to reduce performance on the CPUs by up to 30% in some cases. So I know what you've been thinking. Like any hardcore gamer, you've been wondering how is this going to affect Crysis, which is the newest game that we benchmark everything on nowadays. So I was thinking the same thing until recently, and I was very scared. I was worried. Is gaming dead? Have they finally done it? Have the SJWs, have they killed gaming? Now, it's very worrying for any reasonable skeptic like me. So, thankfully, I found a solution, actually, recently. It turns out that Microsoft, they were thinking ahead like they usually do, and they actually sent me a care package to show you guys how to actually fix this problem on your PC. So, let's take a look at that now. So, here's my desk, as it's customary to do unboxings on, and let's pick up this package. So, what I have got here, it's, as you can see, from Microsoft. It's from the Windows factory, and it's to some loser wannabe YouTuber. That would, of course, be me. Let's look at the back before we open the thing, and love heart, Bill Gates and NSA. Oh, that's so nice. You know, the NSA, they have probably known about this bug for years, so it's really thoughtful of them to think ahead and think to send me this care package. So let's open this thing up. And what do we have inside? Let's take a look. Yeah, that's right. It's Windows 95. Now, you'll notice, of course, that it's on the world's most versatile of mediums, the floppy disk, called floppy because it can do this. See that? It bends. That's what makes it floppy. So, Windows 95 on floppy disks, we can't really run that anymore. We don't have floppy disk drives anymore. I don't, at least. So, what we're going to have to do instead is we're going to have to put this onto a USB. So, often, it's really hard. People don't realize there's an easy trick for this, to put a floppy disk program on a USB. So let's just place the phone down in a nice area like this. Let's grab the floppy disk. Ooh, this is harder to film than I thought it would be. And then to transfer the file, you just want to do this. Okay, cool. So, Windows 95 should now be on the USB. You can feel free to burn the floppy disk if you wish. And now let's plug it in and take a look. So, let's close all these miscellaneous files and let's ignore my weed trash wallpaper for a second. Let's plug in this USB and take a look what's in there. Oh, anything going to pop up? Yeah, there we go, Windows 95. You might be able to see that there. Select what happens with removable drives. I don't really care. Let's open it, view some files. So, of course, this is Windows 95. We can take a look here. Now, the USB name, interestingly enough, it's just Windows 95 in all caps with no spaces. So what you don't know is floppy disk drive storage was very, very sparse. So back then, they actually had to get rid of all spaces and names because they took an extra byte. So in there, you also notice, strangely enough, that this floppy disk drive, or USB now, it doesn't have an icon. Now, that's actually an intentional mistake. Normally, you'd be seeing this icon here of Bill Gates jumping a chair covered by a love heart. But, of course, this is a Microsoft product, so you wouldn't want anything to actually work. And also, like a regular Windows install, if you take a look at the internal files, what you'll find is a list of the 7 deadly sins: lust, gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, and biomac. Let's just pop into one of those folders, and yeah, you'll find the usual things: another picture of Bill Gates jumping over a chair covered by a love heart, and of course an unedited photo of Bill Gates for the lust file. So all regular Windows stuff, you'll recognise it from any Windows 7 or 10 install, because really nothing's changed under the hood. So, I don't know what happened to my voice there. So let's restart our PC. Now that we've got the USB plugged in, it should automatically start installing the new Windows 95 boot. Drive, disk, whatever, the kernel, I guess you'd call it. It's basically just DOS, really, though. So I will conveniently skip over all this restarting. I'm still on a mechanical hard drive because I am a poor proletariat who wants to burn the bourgeoisie masses. Hey, so I'm back. Hopefully this will have worked this time. turns out I've actually been gone for a while, because turns out I installed my BIOS on a RAM disk. So when I stopped the computer, things went wrong, and all of a sudden I had to completely reflash my motherboard. Terrible, terrible mistake to make. I won't make it again. So here we go. If you followed my instructions up to this point correctly, you should currently be in Grub 2.02 beta free for Ubuntu 7, and you should have free options. Ubuntu, advanced options for Ubuntu, and Windows 95. Now, the curious thing is, you'll notice at the end I've got the little origins. You won't have that, because Windows 95 Origins, as you saw from the disk, is actually a special edition. You can actually only find it under Bill Gates' mattress, so I'm actually really excited to have been mailed this by them. I'm probably one of only 5 people in the world to have Windows 95 Origins. It's a special edition. It comes up with a little picture of a red dragon on your desktop background. So I think it's a huge quality of life improvement, and I'd love to see that put into the base editions of future Windows 95 updates. But yeah, let's just boot in. And what you'll be seeing in a moment, once again I'll skip this because I've got a hard drive because I'm a pro. Eventually it should be booting into Windows. Ooh, preparing automatic repair. I didn't actually script that. I think something's wrong. So here we are. Windows is starting to boot up, as you can see. You're about to see all the wonderful features of Windows 95. Weird thing thinks that I'm called Trevor. I don't know why. I definitely didn't take this Windows 95 image off of a easily accessible site on the internet, just in case anyone's wondering. So if we go on to here, let's cancel that. Tell Windows, no, you're wrong. My name's not Trevor. Sorry. Oh my god, my wallpaper disappeared. Oh, there it is. There's the Windows 95 origin that I love. So as you can see here, classic Bill Gates move is roasting Internet Explorer using a literal giant dragon. So wonderful, just what I come to expect from modern versions of Windows. And you've got the classic reliability of Windows 95, where if you are able to hover over your icons, they disappear like a toddler without object permanence. So yeah, as much as I love the base Windows 95 experience, I think it's about time that we pop into a game. How about Crysis, the game everyone loves, the game we're all here to see. So let's just double click on here and watch my editing magic do its work. And would you look at that, we are in Crysis! So, I know some of you guys haven't seen Crysis in a while. It's actually a pretty old game. It's pretty much text-based for the first part of it. So let's go create a character to refresh all your memories of the high-tech experience that was Crysis. So let's call our man Crysis Warrior. Enter a description of your character here. After destroying the 30% performance degradation of the Intel Meltdown bug in hand-to-hand combat, Crysis Warrior, can't spell warrior wrong, roams the lands of Windows 95, looking for the greatest gaming experience that can be had for under $50 AUD. So we could customize all of this. Let's turn off hair. My GPU actually doesn't have TressFX support, so it'd be wasted anyway. And let's finely tune hair color for a bit. Turn on the eye patch. That way I don't have to actually render this all in 3D, which once again, my GPU probably couldn't handle. This video is about a CPU bug anyway, so who cares? Nose, let's make that as small as humanly possible. And a mouth. That looks nice. You know what? I'm just gonna... there. Let's not bother, allocating all those stats. I'm a hardcore Crysis player myself, so I don't really need all of that. And here we are! We are finally in Crysis. So lots of people didn't know that Crysis had Windows 95 support, and, honestly, it's quite amazing. Like, look at this optical illusion. It looks like something out of Antechamber. Like, in any regular 3D world, it would be impossible for this man to be simultaneously looking in, like, all 360 degrees. But with the marvels of modern rendering technology, he can. And it just makes me really excited for what's going to be possible in the future with Windows 95 and the collaboration that I'm having constantly with Bill Gates. But you know what? Let's look around a bit. There are tables, there's a torch, and you know what? You know what, guys? I'm going to be honest with you. There's a whole stack of lies because I know it's going to be hard to believe. And it's hard for me to admit it, but this game isn't Crysis. I've been lying to you to try and get millions of YouTube views and thousands of sweet AUD, but the truth is, this isn't Crysis. That wasn't even Windows 95. I was running a VirtualBox, and there's only one thing that I can do to atone for this. There's only one thing that I can possibly do, and I need to show you guys the real way that you can dodge the Intel meltdown bug, and there's only one way that I can do it. I'm going to get out my phone now. Yeah, you know what? Here, this game, Meridian 59. Not even Crysis. It looks like Crysis, I'll admit, but it's just not. Crysis would never be able to handle the raw processing and kernel power that is Windows 95, and we all know it. So, yeah, I think it's only fair to show you the real and the only way to fix the meltdown bug. So let's open up this laptop. Let's take a look there. I'm going to put my phone down for a bit. You're not going to be able to see anything, but I'm going to show you the one way that you can actually fix this issue. See that there? That's an Intel sticker. You can't really see it because my phone's focus is pretty shit, but it's yeah, probably don't buy Intel products, they're a bit shit.